Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ace Academy. What's up? It's been so long. I know not as many of you like this, but there's nothing left to do in Jade. I've literally done everything there is to do in game. So I'm going to record an episode of Ace Academy. Actually, I'll probably record a bunch of episodes of Ace Academy. We're reaching the tail end of the game, and after that, who knows? I'm not sure what I'll do. I might live stream for once, because I've never done that before. But for now, I'm going to focus on Ace Academy. I've got a list of games I want to play eventually. I've got a list of games that I won't play. Actually, I should talk about that. A game that I really want to play but won't play is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, because as it stands, the GDF project, he's playing that, and even though I'm not nearly popular enough to be considered his competitor, I don't want to step on his toes, because I like his channel, and I want to see his channel grow. And we're both already doing Jade, and one of the games I was going to record next was Katawa Shoujo, but he's playing Katawa Shoujo, and so I want to distance myself from him, not only because I want my own identity, but because I like that channel, and I want to see that channel grow. And so, if you have a suggestion for something you would like me to play, just make sure the GDF project isn't currently playing it. Or hasn't played it. Because I've got a couple ideas, amongst which are Shadowrun, the original Mirror's Edge, Age of Wonders 3 is on the list. Obviously, the other two Shadowrun games, all three are pretty good. I think Dragonfall and Hong Kong are cut up, though. But that's not why we're here. We're here to play a little bit of Ace Academy. It's been 2 weeks since the XZ concert and my conversation with Uncle Kaito. In that time, my team is still undefeated and stronger than ever. Kaori, Sho, Mayu and I put in extra hours of practice as we prepare ourselves for more difficult opponents. Things have been going amazingly well between Kaori and I. Ever since I showed up unannounced in her room, Kaori has been non-stop sending me health tips and recipes. I can't tell if she's trying to hint at something, or is just sharing another interest with me. Either way, I use it to my advantage, and get delicious Kaori-made bentos whenever I ask for samples of her recipes. I'm sure she's caught on that I just want to eat her cooking, but she doesn't seem to mind. Nikki is up to her usual tricks in the kitchen. When they were short-staffed at the cafe, Nikki finally had her chance to show off her skills as a cook. She impressed the chef so much that she no longer has to spend her time washing dishes. Of course, with greater responsibility comes longer hours at work. Uncle Kaito has been working harder than ever. The last week in particular, he's been leaving the house earlier in the morning and coming home way past midnight. Working, air quotes. I have a feeling it's not just work that's keeping him busy. Maybe he's started to reconcile his relationship with a certain favorite aunt. Tonight is one of those rare nights where both Nikki and Uncle Kaito are off work, and I have no plans. After devouring the delicious meal that Nikki made, I'm happily nursing my food baby while Uncle Kaito clears the dishes. Nikki sighs heavily and slumps on the table.
I can't believe that nobody here really celebrates Halloween.
I think about the Halloween party I'm supposed to attend tomorrow. Yeah, they do.
Well, sort of. They don't decorate, though.
Point taken. I sigh wistfully. That's true. Nikki snorts.
I bet all you really care about are all the slutty costume parties.
Excuse you? I want to get to be the slut at the costume party. Halloween is lame without candy. I'm just trick-or-treating. Buying your own candy just isn't the same. Nikki has a faraway look in her eyes.
Yeah, all those peanut butter cups.
Oh, God, I remember one time my friend Sarah gave me a bag of candy for Christmas, I think? God, I think I puked out so much chocolate. Oh, good times. Uncle Kaito sits down and looks intrigued, yet confused.
Is that really a tradition?
Yep.
Interesting.
America might not be the best place, but everywhere else in the world doesn't have Halloween, and therefore is inherently inferior.
But that's not even the best part about Halloween.
No.
Yeah, it is. Nikki glares at me.
No, the best part about Halloween is pumpkins. More specifically, jack-o'-lanterns.
Oh yeah! Carving pumpkins with Mom was both fun and frustrating.
It's because she was just so good at it. I mean, ridiculously good.
Mm-hmm. Remember that one time she carved the headless horseman into her pumpkin? Nikki laughs.
Yeah, and I'd been so proud of my pumpkin because I carved vampire fangs instead of square teeth.
You yelled at Mom for cheating and cried until she promised to carve another one with you.
I didn't cry.
Yeah, you did.
Well, my pumpkin still ended up being better than yours.
Says you.
You think you can do better?
Please, your pumpkins could never compete with mine. Look at Kaito. Uncle Kaito has been laughing while listening to his banter, but he finally interjects.
Actually, your mom wasn't the only person in this family with amazing art skills. I bet my carving skills could outdo even your mom's.
Nikki grins.
That's a pretty serious claim.
There's only one way to find out.
Where are my keys? I'll go buy the pumpkins.
Kaito changes out of his suit and runs to the store. Meanwhile, Nikki and I scrounge around the house for some carving knives and old newspapers. Uncle Kaito returns with a triumphant smile and sets flat green pumpkins on the table.
Here, I bought 4 kabochas.
I think I'll Photoshop a picture of a kabocha in so you guys can see what they look like. Because they're not like orange pumpkins, but they're not as flat as you're probably picturing. Which is what I pictured. I was like, how the fuck do you carve a flat pumpkin? They're not like squash that are super flat. They're a little more round. Why 4?
Just in case someone messes up. Or we get hungry.
Nikki seems thoughtful.
They're a little small, but I guess these'll do. It would be better if we could have found the big orange ones, but I guess they're kind of hard to find in Japan.
Yeah. Uncle Kaito frowns.
Are these wrong?
They'll be fine. I tie an apron around my waist and grab one of the knives, then stab my pumpkin. Fun tip. 2 fun tips that I learned from Tumblr. Thank you, Tumblr. When you're carving pumpkins, carve out the bottom, not the top, because it makes it easier to get all the goopy stuff out. And tip number 2, sprinkle some cinnamon on the inside before you put the candle in, and it'll smell like pumpkin pie.
Jeez, look at that grin as he plunges in the knife.
Kaito's already slipped on his apron and stabs his pumpkin too. Then he cuts a circle off the top.
Less talking and more carving.
Nikki hurriedly sets up.
Aye, aye, Captain.
We fall silent as we carve in deep concentration. The only sounds are the squelch of pumpkins. I've almost finished my pumpkin when Nikki puts down her knife.
And done. Look at this masterpiece.
She swivels her pumpkin around and shows us a spooky face. She carved in narrow eyes and a long grin full of sharp teeth.
How did you do that so quickly?
Nikki giggles.
I told you, I'm the carving master.
She peeks at Uncle Kaito's pumpkin.
You've only finished one eye.
You can't rush brilliance.
What about you, bro?
Just finishing the last few touches. She looks at my pumpkin.
Even he's almost finished. How come you barely started?
Just wait. Mine is going to be even better than the 2 of yours because I'm actually taking the time to do it right.
I think I hear a faint knock at the door, but no one else reacts. It must have been my imagination.
I win by default because I was fastest. It's both.
That's not fair. I thought we were being judged on best carving job.
It's both. Best and fastest carving. That's how we did it at home.
I didn't know these rules.
Nikki turns to me.
Who do you think is the winner?
Have you not seen my masterpiece? Clearly the winner is me.
I thought you weren't even finished.
I finished up while you two were arguing. I spin my pumpkin around for them to view it. Does this not scare your pants off? Nikki raises an eyebrow. Kaito looks down at his legs.
My pants are still on, so I'll have to say no.
Nice try.
Neither one of you knows good art when you see it. A sing-song voice floats into the room, followed by a familiar face.
Surprise!
Everyone freezes. Aunt Yuki? For some reason, she looks just as surprised as the rest of us. Her eyes are wide and her mouth forms an O. She's wearing a long, stylish trench coat, which she closes tightly. Yup. That's a thing that's happening. For some reason, she looks... Oh. Nikki's face breaks into a wide smile, and she races to give Aunt Yuki a hug.
Aunt Yuki?
Also, she has purple eyes.
Aunt Yuki?
Yuki relaxes into a matching grin and hugs her back.
Oh, you've grown so tall. What happened?
Nikki giggles.
You think so? I still hope I grow another inch or two. I can't believe you're finally here.
Yuki blinks in surprise.
Oh, right. I'm, back from my business trip.
She looks at Kaito for backup, but his face is frozen in a mask of surprise and fear? It's okay, Aunt Yuki. We already know that you weren't on a business trip. Nikki nods.
Uncle Kaito told us what's really going on.
Aunt Yuki frowns.
You did?
They figured it out. I had no choice.
Oh, I see. Well, I suppose that makes things easier. Are you angry?
I shake my head. Of course not. We get it.
I'm sorry I didn't stop by to see you kids sooner, but your uncle didn't even tell me you were here until a few weeks ago, when I was really traveling for work.
Nikki mock glares at Kaito.
Seriously, Uncle?
I meant to tell her. I just never seem to have time.
He just wanted to hug you all to himself.
How rude.
Nikki hugs Aunt Yuki again.
Aunt Yuki, don't you want to take your coat off?
She steps back from Nikki and pulls her coat tighter.
You know, it's a little chilly in here, so I think I'll keep it on.
Really? I don't think it's cold.
Oh, you poor, sweet summer child.
I actually, didn't realize you kids were home.
Ding, 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 ding. Kaito's eyes widen in understanding as Yuki makes eye contact.
Oh.
He quickly jumps to his feet.
Yuki, I need to talk to you about something, in private.
Yes, sure.
Before the words are out of her mouth, the two of them are already halfway up the stairs. I try to stifle my laughter as Nikki watches them leave, her mouth hanging open in confusion.
Is it me or was that really weird?
Ah, sweet, innocent Nikki. If only you could stay this innocent forever. I pat her on the head. Don't you worry your pretty little head about it.
What's that supposed to mean?
You'll understand when you're older.
Now you're acting weird too.
She was... Keep in mind that in the first draft of this game called Kendo Crush, which I still recommend all of you play, because it's free, she was supposed to be a middle schooler, and you were supposed to be a high schooler. But you both got bumped up one, so she's a high schooler, and you're a college student. So if that seems a little weird for a high school student not to know, keep in mind she was originally supposed to be a middle schooler. A few minutes later, Kaito and Yuki return. She's shed her coat and is wearing a pink sweater and a skirt. Crisis averted. Uncle Kaito shoots me a warning look as Aunt Yuki blushes. I struggle to hold in my grin.
Yep.
Aunt Yuki, if you weren't really away on business, what brings you back home?
Yuki's blush deepens and even Uncle Kaito's cheeks turn red.
Hey, look at the pumpkins we've been carving.
Oh, yes, I'd love to see them.
Nikki glances over at me and raises her eyebrow again. I just laugh. Oof. Ugh, sorry, my foot got caught in the many, many cables running from my headset to my computer. While Aunt Yuki inspects the pumpkins, Uncle Kaito and Nikki return to arguing about who is the pumpkin master. Yuki says she'll put everyone to shame. I can't help but smile as I see Uncle Kaito slip his arm around Aunt Yuki. Maybe things are looking up for the two of them. Before Nikki can challenge Aunt Yuki to a carving contest, I offer to take Nikki to the movies so Kaito and Yuki can catch up. At first, Nikki protests, but she has no choice but to go with me when I drag her out of the house. By the time the movie ends, Aunt Yuki and Uncle Kaito are nowhere to be found. I go to bed with a smile on my face and a glimmer of hope in my heart. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Ace Academy. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Have a good day. Boop.